I did everything right and I still got betrayed. Hey guys, so I want to tell you something about a moment that shifted so many things for me because I finally had a deeper understanding. Because I was doing everything right: boundaries, self love, cutting off toxic people. I felt like I finally figured things out, how it works in order to attract something in my reality. And then I got betrayed by someone I trusted completely. I remember sitting there broken and asking the question, why? Why? I did everything right. And then it hit me. Life was teaching me something. This betrayal, this pain, it was showing me that I was still doing everything for my outer reality. I was still healing myself to get something, to attract better people, to avoid getting hurt. I was trying to be in control. Even with my boundaries, it was just another way of trying to control everything that was happening to me. And that's when I realized, like, I had missed the whole point. Like, that person who betrayed me, they will never come back. Like, never. That's my boundary. But you know what I did? I used that fire as my gold instead of letting it make me weak. I used that fire not to burn things down, but to stay laser focused. For me, for the little me inside me. Not for any outcome, not to attract anyone back, but for me to build from within and to remember who I am. Because do you guys realize how important it is to use these things to build yourself with laser focus? Don't be so blind to think like, do this and I will attract that thing back in my life, that person back in my life. The whole point of doing all of this work is not about attachment to things. It's about detaching and growing spiritually as a person. So when that betrayal happened to me, I realized this isn't about getting better people in my life. This is about me growing spiritually, remembering who I am beyond all these external things. Okay, let me explain what I mean, because I did this myself and I wanted to create awareness around this. So what we think on a subconscious level is, when I start to heal myself, let's say I'm going to love myself so deeply, then people will see my worth. And then I will attract that partner. You see what's happening there? I was like, okay, if I'm going to fix these things in myself, I'm going to reprogram myself. If I'm going to change my whole belief system, I'm going to attract a new partner. I'm going to attract a better partner, a better job, whatever it is, okay? And what I was doing here, of course, I was taking ownership, which is good. But I didn't realize I was still doing exactly the same thing. I was trying to get out of the system by creating another system. Like, if I'm going to work this hard on myself, people will like me. If I'm going to be this healed, I will attract the perfect partner in my reality, and he's gonna appreciate me forever. So I was doing exactly the same thing, but I was more awake about it. However, I was doing exactly the same until I realized, hold up, wait a minute, I'm still fixing myself in order to attract something in my outer reality. And I can guarantee you, most of the manifestation content I see, especially these how to attract my SP, first I didn't even know what an SP was, but it's apparently a specific person. The first thing that comes up in my mind is, why would you want that? Why do you want to attract that specific person who left your life for a reason? On a spiritual level, on a protection level, maybe God was trying to protect you and you are interfering with that plan. But I see people trying to manipulate their way back to what hurt them in the first place because they think healing means getting back what they lost. So that is what I want to create awareness about. When you're healing yourself, when you're taking ownership, and that's a good thing again, but be aware that you're doing it from your truth rather than another sabotaging system. The whole point is stop healing yourself in order to attract one thing or one reality in your life. Rather, free focus to your truth, to who you are. And that's a totally different approach than I need to love myself more and I will get that. No, you're still coming from an energy of a lack. You're still coming from an energy of I am not good enough. You're still coming from I have to prove myself that I am lovable, okay? So get out of that energy. And what do you do instead? And I'm not here to preach or say you should live in a certain way. That's not how I work. My intention is just to mirror a truth. Stop doing these things in order to attract things in your life. Stop putting focus on your outer reality to attract things. It's a different energy once you let go of the things that are not you and are not longer serving you. Like peel off these subconscious beliefs you have. I have to be like this because then I'm lovable. No, go deep within yourself. Why do you think that? Ask yourself, why do I think this? My core message is this. Who are you if you let go of all these limiting beliefs? What is left? What is left when you strip all these things away? Okay? So go and sit with yourself, do some inner work and ask, what are the beliefs I have in order to attract this certain outcome? Be really honest with yourself. That's the only way. Where is it coming from? Maybe a lack of love. Maybe you have to prove yourself. Let me give you an example from my own life, of course. I was such a people pleaser. I wanted to be liked so badly. And it's tricky, you know, because you won't notice until you trap yourself in a situation. And I told myself, he loves me. It's finally about me. I feel like finally the main character. It was such a great feeling. But in the first moment, he had to show his strength. He showed his weakness. And he already made a choice. And basically, he already gave up on me. So not worth fighting for. It's a nasty story, but it taught me so much. It taught me strong boundaries. And it taught me the biggest lesson. Because he didn't betray me, I betrayed myself by ignoring my intuition over and over again. Because my intuition was telling me from the beginning, stop, don't do it, red flags everywhere. But I was convincing myself to just don't be that wise, BUSRA. So I was betraying myself. And it happened because it needed to happen. But again, I'd rather get the gold out of it and use that fire to build me instead of letting it destroy me. I'm not giving that power to anyone over me. And after sitting and reflecting, I was so honest with myself. I realized I didn't do the inner work and healing and finally attract this dream I had. No, I attracted it based on a weak foundation, meaning me giving my outer reality still the power and attaching too much to the outcome. What if I had given myself all the respect and care instead of betraying myself to get what my ego desired? See? See how deep the lesson was? It was never about the outcome. It was about me coming back to me and holding myself. And after that, I made myself a big promise. I'm never going to betray myself on this level, on any level. And I'm going to trust my intuition again. It was a big price to pay, but hey, look, I use it as my fuel. And eventually the event, the man will be forgotten. But the lesson will remain, right? So nobody is destroying me. I found my way back to me. And thank God for that. You see the difference? Work on yourself for you and not for an outcome. Be wiser than that. And whatever advice you're following, don't do it for the outcome. Because here's what nobody talks about. You can do everything right and life will still happen, my friend. That's the truth. You can follow every formula, every morning routine, every manifestation technique, and still get blindsided. I see people claiming they have the perfect life because of their methods. And then life humbles them. Because personal development isn't about achieving some permanent state where nothing bad happens. That's so limited, and it can leave you feeling like you failed when reality hits. But it's only reality is happening, right? The point is it is not about building a life where you never fall down. It's about building your way back to yourself every time you do. And a subscriber of this channel, Steve, said something so beautiful. Be friends with the truth seekers, but be aware of the ones who claim they already found it. There is so much truth in that. We don't have to be the authority of things. I'm sharing what I've lived, what I've been through, and that's my truth. The lesson I gained, because that's how I am. I just go through things and then I share the gold. In order to hold a mirror, I want to create awareness around things. And everything can still change in any moment because we are navigating through life without having all the answers. We are the truth seekers, right? That doesn't mean that we have achieved fulfillment. I've fallen for different things so many times because I wanted to believe. But when I look back, we are all on a path. We all have our lessons. As long as you're following your own truth, there can be guidance, but no one has all the answers. So I hope with this message, I inspire you to reconnect with your truth for you and not for the outcome. Do it for the little version of you who just wanted to be loved as they were. Focus on you, do it for yourself. Maybe what can help is connecting with that little you inside of you, saying, I'm doing everything for you and not to attract anything. Because your worth isn't something you achieve. It's something you remember you always had. And let me share something I wrote a few years ago, and that always guides me back to my truth. And that is, once you've discovered your inner world, the inner light starts to shine again. And sometimes the dark days will still be around the corner, but then you will remember that you've already found the beautiful roads within you to find your inner light again. And this is really what healing looks like for me. Not a perfect life, but a way back to yourself. Not immunity from pain, but the roads within you that lead you home every time. So I hope this resonates. Let me know if it does. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.